Hello everyone, my name is Kimberly Leong. Today I'm going to be presenting the program plan for an organization called REACT. REACT stands for Responder Education and Communication Training. And before we begin, I'd just like to say thank you so much for taking the time to listen to this presentation today. As you, an audience of potential donors for our organization, listen to our vision and goals, our hope is that you just come away with a better understanding of the need for this program and the way that supporting this program will make sustainable impacts on our community. REACT seeks to provide educational workshops for first responders about how to best serve individuals with intellectual and developmental disabilities, empowering them to handle high-stress crisis situations as well. Law enforcement, firefighters, and paramedics encounter individuals with intellectual and developmental disabilities when they are in high stress or crisis situations, but often these first responders are not given the adequate training they need in order to handle these situations well. In discussing this program, it's essential that we begin by discussing the need. Why is it important for first responders to be educated about meeting the specific needs of individuals with disabilities? Part of examining this need is examining the cost of the reality of not educating first responders on this topic. In order to better understand this, I want to share two examples with you today from recent history involving community members who had disabilities and the way the first responders interacted with them that could have been made better by more training. This first example is about a man named Ethan Saylor. Ethan had Down syndrome. In 2013, he went to see Zero Dark 30 at a movie theater. While his support aide was going to get the car, Ethan tried to go back inside the movie theater to see the movie for a second time. Movie theater staff tried to stop Ethan, and eventually 3 off-duty sheriff deputies confronted him. Ethan did not cooperate because he didn't understand what was going on. The deputies tried to remove him from the theater by dragging him. And sadly, Ethan died due to injuries as a result from this confrontation. Another example of this need is seen in the story of Ricky Hayes. In August of 2017, Ricky's caretaker reported him missing, and just a few hours later, Ricky was seen by an off-duty police officer running and skipping down the street. The officer stopped his car and tried to figure out what was going on with Ricky. Ricky didn't respond in the way that the officer assumed that he would, and Ricky approached the officer's car. The officer engaged with the situation as he was trained, and he opened fire on Ricky. So, in both of these real-life scenarios, if the first responders had been better trained on the needs of individuals with intellectual and developmental disabilities, and the way those disabilities present in crisis situations, it's really possible that those scenarios could have ended up being much, much different. The mission statement of REACT is to empower first responders to confidently, safely, and inclusively serve individuals who have disabilities. Now, how will we seek to accomplish this? We have 3 overarching goals for our organization. The first is to create an increased awareness in first responders of common disabilities that are seen and how to best interact with individuals who have those disabilities. Second, we want to work to change and improve the perceptions first responders might hold of individuals with disabilities. Third and finally, we hope to contribute to and initiate discussion about legislation regarding disability awareness training for first responders. Now that we've looked at the need and our overall goals, let's spend some time looking at the specific details of our program. One of the most important aspects of our organization is the educational workshops that we hope to hold. These workshops will be a 3-day-long intensive educational experience. They'll include presentation on commonly seen disabilities such as Down syndrome, autism, Fragile X chromosome, and more. We also hope to provide training on how to de-escalate situations that first responders might find themselves in. For example, if someone is not responding to a first responder as they expect, we want to encourage them to take a moment to give them extra time to respond. If they still don't respond, maybe think about the situation more critically. Maybe they're nonverbal. Maybe they're deaf and they can't hear you. What other kinds of methods of communication could you use? Could you use hand gestures, or maybe you could ask them to write down what they want you to know on a pad of paper? One way we hope to help with teaching first responders how to de-escalate situations is by providing them with one of these stickers shown here. These stickers were created as part of our social marketing campaign. The purpose of this sticker is that it would be placed inside of a police car or a fire engine or an ambulance. This sticker has quick tips for interacting with an individual with a disability. And our hope would be to have this present in first responders' vehicles, that they would be constantly reminded of how to best interact with people of this population. Another important aspect about our educational workshops is that we want to include input from individuals who have these disabilities. These individuals will be involved in the creation of the curriculum that is covered, and they'll be present to provide input throughout the training sessions. We also hope that they'll be part of role-playing exercises that are done during the workshops. This exposure enables first responders to have a frame of reference for the next time they interact with an individual with disabilities. Additionally, if we're discussing how to best serve this specific population of people, then they need to be involved in the conversation. They have a right to provide input on this situation. Another big goal that we mentioned earlier is to create larger, more systemic change by contributing to discussion about what training is legislated for first responders. We hope to accomplish this by sending our staff to monthly county commissioner meetings, in having a presence there and having a voice in those meetings. We also hope that our poster and flyer that we created as part of our social marketing campaign will open up the conversation. As people see these materials and as they become interested, we hope that they'll check out our website and learn more about this need. This is a poster that we created, just advertising our program and pointing people to where they can find out more information. And this is a small flyer that we created, just appealing to the consequences of not addressing this situation, and also providing a way for people to get in contact with us and to learn more. This chart that you see on the screen right now is our logic model. This was created for our organization. It outlines the inputs, outputs, and impacts that we're striving for. Most of what's covered here has already been discussed today, but as you consider partnering with us in this organization, we thought this was important information to share with you. Additionally, we wanted to share our financial situation with you as you are potential donors thinking about partnering with us. We wanted to provide more detailed information about the need that we are facing as an organization. As you can see here, our financial need is great in order to start this important work. As we sum up this presentation, I hope that you'll be willing to partner with us as we just seek to equip the first responders who truly do sacrifice so much to keep our communities safe. And we want to empower and equip them to do the best job they can. And we can't expect things of them that they're not trained to do. And so we want to bridge that gap. And we want to create a community that is inclusive for all of its members. And so that is the goal of REACT, and that is what we hope to accomplish. As we look towards the future, we hope to make sustainable change from a level that is ground up. We want to empower and equip our first responders to provide service that is inclusive and well-informed. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen to our presentation today. Please let me know if you have any questions. On this next slide are the resources that were used in this PowerPoint. Thank you so much.